Big convention last night. Lots to talk to. Good morning, Christine Bellino.
Good morning.
So there's breaking news here this morning on the convention. I mean, I think it was big. There was a lot of Hillary bashing, and they hit her pretty hard several times. Hillary for prison seemed to be the big slogan last night, which was interesting. But today, now, overnight, after Melania gave her speech, and by the way, last night Trump completely changed up things by doing he made the introduction of his he gave the introduction of his wife. Normally, in these conventions, the nominee would not make an appearance until it was time for him to give his speech, but this is Trump, and he changes the rules around. But last night, Melania Trump gave a speech that was pretty inspiring and really what they needed. But Jim Rondinelli, it seems that as it was analyzed, it's turned into yet another story for the Trump campaign.
Controversy, Donald Trump?
Yeah,
really?
crazy.
Really? Anyway, I actually did not watch the speech, but as we were mentioning the controversy over the speech, it seems that most people think it was lifted from Michelle Obama's 2008 speech at the Democratic National Convention.
And there were several lines that were lifted, as a matter of fact. The speech was given. I have some audio. This clip has both speeches side by side. So you be the judge. Tim, come right around the corner. We want you really nice, and we have each morning this morning we have a special guest in studio, and today it's Tim Reed from the Boilermaker. Melania's speech now, the topic of conversation here.
Wow. Well, first of all, I got to say, I think Yogi Berra might have said it, is 6 o'clock in the morning. Certainly comes
bright and early, doesn't it?
It does
really
come early.
It does.
But, yeah, Melania, kids now, I guess, in college, they have, what's that program they have? Turn It In or something like that. They have those programs. Yeah. Someone should have used that.
It's funny because the response, well, I will play the audio, and it goes side by side, but the response from the campaign is quite interesting, I find. But here's some audio. Listen to the comparisons here.
Rock and I were raised with so many of the same values.
The values,
like
that you work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do. And you do what you
say and keep your promise.
That you treat people
with respect.
With dignity and respect, even if you don't know them,
in their daily life.
And even if you don't agree with them.
That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son.
We want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Ah, boy.
That's not...
Oh, boy.
That's not paraphrasing, even.
Anybody on that one? The response from the campaign overnight. Now, this didn't break until middle of the night.
So here's the response. Senior communications advisor Jason Miller said Melania's team of writers took notes on her life's inspirations for the speech. He adds that the speech included fragments that reflected her own thinking. That's the official response.
That line, who would put that line out? It included fragments of her own thinking. Christine Bellino, how do you, as a PR person, put that line out as a defense?
Someone's getting fired this morning.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. I can't believe that.
Can you imagine Trump walking in and going, "You're fired," just because of the... Melania had no hand in writing that speech.
No, and they did an interview with her yesterday, and she said that she wrote as much of it as she could, and she had help along the way. But, my guess is that she didn't write any of it, I would think.
I'm thinking that we had forgotten, or that they didn't include the little piece beforehand. To quote the First Lady Michelle Obama, I think we just totally missed that part.
So what do you think there, Tim Reed?
Well, and I think the other issue is it's too bad because I think, by all accounts, the reviews were pretty good.
Yeah.
What she did.
Yeah.
But, and then of all people that they decide to lift from. I mean, it's not like you were saying, "Oh, I lifted from Nancy Reagan."
Yeah, yeah.
It feels a bit incongruent.
Last night, Trump entered the Republican convention to lights, fog, and Queen. That was a little unorthodox, but that's more like Trump. That was the Trump that you would expect, right? To come out and break the rules and show up before he's supposed to show up, and he did. How about Rudy Giuliani? He did some slamming last night, if you saw any of that. Christy, here's a little drum.
Oh, we're going to win. We're going to win so big. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to win so big. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to win so big. Thank you.
It was a spectacle. And Giuliani last night doing some ripping and inspiration, I guess, and ripping of Hillary Clinton. That was the big news out of the convention. So it all continues on tonight.
Also, did you like Giuliani's "You know who you are, and we're coming to get you"?
Yeah. I thought, and listen, there are elements of the speech that make you kind of think Giuliani's maybe drifting a little off the rocker just a little bit at times. But he was still pretty inspirational, and he was somewhat vicious, I guess, which you would with that New York accent, which you would expect. Tim Reed in studio here this morning. We'll talk to Tanya Power as the fourth Baltimore verdict comes in, and it's a big one. Rachel Sutherland on the convention. Tony Pacini is on this morning. We're going to talk to Lieutenant Brian Coramato of the Utica Police in response to the Facebook. We had a call yesterday on the Facebook page of the Utica Police Department, and we'll get into that one as we move on. Also, last night, Griffo endorsed Trump. I don't know if anybody saw that, but he's at the convention, and we'll talk to Senator Joe Griffo. Also, Steve Hauken this morning to discuss police and really the dangers that police face here today with all of these threats. It's just unbelievable.